Welcome to my channel, A Busy Retirement with me, Georgie. Now last week I hinted at what we were going to be doing today, the project for today, and we were going to be repurposing an indoor piece of furniture to use outdoors. The story behind this is when I'm watering, I've got quite a lot of pots around here and I like to water them by hand. If I use the hose, because of the different sizes of pots, I've got to keep up and down in the pressure and it just gets messy. So it's easier to do it with the watering can. The only problem is when I'm bent down to fill the watering can so the water's not splattering everywhere, it doesn't take long before I start getting a backache. I've got the big watering can and then I've also got the small watering can, and that's even worse. I can feel that pulling now. So by the time I've done that a few times, I need to get on the bed, stretch my back out for about half an hour or so, and then I can function again. Now, you're probably thinking, well, why don't you just lift the can up? If I lift the can up and hold it, I've got really bad arthritis in this hand. And if I do anything with this one and set the arthritis off, then I'm on the bed for 4 days. So anyway, not here about my arthritis, we're here to do some work. So what we need to do is make something that's at a decent height that the watering cans can sit on, so I can just fill them up and leave my back in peace to continue the rest of the day. So off for one of my other favourite pastimes is op shop, thrift shop, second-hand shop, whatever you call it. Also, our local tips have reuse, recycle shops where you can find all sorts of nifty little knickknacks. So that's what I did. Had a great time hunting down, and let's get on with the project and show you what I did. And I found this little beauty for $5. Only problem is this is only like chipboard timber and it won't last if it gets wet. It'll warp and look a mess. So what I did was I had some pond liner from a pond I had that I had to dismantle to put my new pool in. So it's quite thick. This is just a bit of it. It's thicker than just normal, like builder's plastic. So it'll last for quite a long while. As you see, it's a bit rusty. So I'm going to be covering this table with the pond liner. Okay, and the first thing I need to do is, I'm hoping you can see it, what I'm doing. I've got a driver with a Phillips head bit in it. I can't do that way. And better make sure it's going the right way in reverse, yes. One of the screws did fall out, so I think the holes, screw holes, are a bit large now. It's it is pretty old. But, and I think what I might do when I put it all back together is just skew it around a little bit and make some new screw holes. Okay, so that's that piece. Get rid of that. Okay, so what we need to do now is our piece of vinyl. It's a little bit grotty at the moment, but I can clean that off. Let me get a cloth. Okay, let's get some of this mess off. Some of it's just sand. Washes off, wipes off quite easily. Right, this side looks pretty clean, so that will be the underside. And then once I've finished, I can actually wet the cloth and clean the top off. Okay, so the best thing to do is get your tabletop. Make sure you've got a decent amount of vinyl to pull across it, so it'll fit within inside the frame. Whoop. Table deciding to move. The piece of chalk, at least with the vinyl being black, chalk will be the easiest thing to see. Draw around your tabletop. And then make sure you cut your vinyl a fair bit wider in the circle. Let's grab that. I don't know how much of this the tablet's actually picking up. Let's see. So let's cut corners off. Okay, so that's cut out. Now what we need to do is fold our vinyl in. Now if we do that and then do that, we're going to have bits hanging out. I'll see if I can pull that back and show you what I mean. Like that, and then that bit. It's going to be a bit messy. So the best thing to do is lift it up to there, so it's to the edge, and cut a piece. Just cut a line down. And do that probably, I'm going to try it 4 finger widths and see what happens. I'm going to make sure you get it down low enough. Like that pulls over there, and then that will pull over there, and it lays a bit flatter, so it's going to fit in your stand a lot easier than doing that and folding. So we could do that. I don't know if you can see that. Which makes it sit out a bit thicker, where that has a neater edge on it. So let's go all the way around. I'll be quiet and just carry on with this. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, because I want to make some new holes so that the screws will sit better, find where there is an existing hole, take the flap that's nearest to it, get your stand, find the hole where the screw goes and just turn it slightly away. Now you can have a look and see if you've got a screw hole close by. You can see that you've actually missed it. So what I'm going to do is the drill and just drill a pilot hole and make sure your stand is in the right spot. Got that one and that one over there. And then on the opposite side, we're going to do the same. Drill a pilot hole. Make sure you put your drill back to clockwise. Okay. Good start. Not. And now what we need to do is go around and hi, me again. Most content creators put their bloopers at the end of their videos. Me, I'm going to stick mine right in the middle here. At this point in my project video, both my tablet and my camera decided to stop. I've got no idea why. I did hear the camera beeping, but I didn't hear anything from the tablet. I stopped the camera, went to change the battery, but I thought the tablet was still running. It wasn't until I came to do the editing that I realised the tablet hadn't worked either. So you didn't get to see me staple all the vinyl down and screw it all back on, and I did pull it all apart again just to show you what I did do. So hopefully I will find that in the next part of the video that I'm going to show you. Okay, see you soon. Now, as you can see, I've got 3 of those holes, and I realised that they are the spots where these knots had to go, and that's why the screws weren't fitting in tightly. So what we're going to do is we're going to go around and we're going to staple this down first, and I'm going to speed this up so I won't be talking through it. So now I'm actually making indents where those 3 large holes are. So when I pop the frame back on, at least I can line them up. Okay, now you can see that the top is lying actually flush. Whoa, there goes the drill, and I actually did snap the skinny drill bit that was inside the drill, unfortunately. Luckily, I had been out that morning and bought some staples from Staple Gun, and I bought myself a new small, I think it was a 2mm drill bit, so we will get back to this project very shortly. Okay, now you can see that it all sits nice and flush, no gap between the frame and the top. And I will apologise now while I'm here for that coffee stain. My son was over on the weekend and had a cup of coffee, and I haven't cleaned the bench since then. And here we are with our completed table. Let's pop the watering cans on there, bring it over to where the hose is, make sure it's on level ground. This isn't very level. I've got some pavers that are sinking a bit. That's the job for another day. A day when my hand is feeling up to lifting pavers. So anyway, you get the idea. It sits on there, and I can now fill my watering cans and not have to worry about bending and hurting my back. So I hope that's given you some ideas of things that you can do around your place. You look at something and think, what can I do with that? Or you look at something and think, I really need something to fix this problem, and off you go. So anyway, that's this week's project. Now we're going to have a different ending, because I'm going to not use the wheel this week. I'm going to do a couple with the wheel and a couple of videos without the wheel. And I want your feedback, so pop down in the comments your thoughts on whether the wheel's a great idea, whether you like it or not, or whether it's better just to forget the wheel. And I'm going to tell you that next week's project is going to be me sitting on the floor fixing a wonky dining table leg. So I hope you'll join me for that video. Don't forget, leave me some comments, a bit of feedback, and I will see you next week. Have a great week. Bye for now.